I would like to invite you to reflect together on our role in taking actions and changing something. Many times I hear people saying, I would like to do something but, and this but represents different obstacles, usually connected with the feeling of being alone or not being influential enough to actually make a difference. Sometimes it is the feeling of questioning our actions in terms of the scale of the impact that they produce. If I make a change within a group of few people, will this really contribute to the huge cause, which is ending racism? Instead of asking ourselves if we really can change something, I would like to come back to the concept of power and ask ourselves, do we have the power to change something? Once I took the book called New Power and something clicked. I realized that everything depends on how we understand the meaning of power. We can understand it as something held by only few, positioned on the top of the scale of power. For example, those who have money and influence, who control channels of communication, like mass media, or the political leaders who create laws that we need to follow regardless we agree with them or not. If we only understand power like this, it will be difficult to believe that we actually can change something. But then there are so many examples of change that has happened without presence of the power in this classical sense of the world. So let's have a look, for example, at Greta Thunberg. When she was 15 years old, she started skipping her classes in school to stand in front of the Swedish parliament with the sign "School Strike for the Climate." She started alone, but soon more and more students engaged with the action, and finally there was the global coordinated strike called Fridays for the Future. In September 2019, there was the series of 4,500 strikes organized across over 150 countries, which gathered about 6 million participants. Other examples are the movements like Me Too or Black Lives Matter. Both started without the aim to become world social movements. The campaign Me Too was the reaction on the sexual abuse allegations against Harvey Weinstein, and women started sharing their stories on social media. In case of Black Lives Matter, the movement started in 2013, triggered by the verdict of the court on the case where a white man who was coordinating the neighborhood watch shot death a black teenager. And the court found him not guilty for the murder charges. People started to write on social medias. They took over streets, and gradually the global movement has been created. What are the similarities in those two examples? Well, all of them started as the bottom-up initiatives in the very informal way. There was no organization behind, no one who was saying to others what to do. It was rather groups who wanted to join the action and started coordinating similar actions in their localities. Those cases are characterized by mass participation and, social media plays very important role in many cases. So I would like to ask you now, do you think we have power to change something? This question is for each one of you to answer personally. And now let me talk a bit about the concept of the new power. Two activists, Henry Timms and Jeremy Hermans, created the concept of the new power that describes one type of power that is becoming more and more relevant in the 21st century. It is about values, and more importantly, how those values are structured and realized. New power focuses on collaboration, participation, and transparency. Its methods include crowdsourcing, social media campaigns, and decentralizations. Old power institutions, as the contrast, have strict formal structures, and the power is centralized. If you are interested in this concept, I would like to recommend you to watch the video by one of the authors of this concept that we will include in this module. And for now, I would like to ask you to think if we as a community can contribute to fight against racism and raise awareness on invisible racism. Let's do something. Send your message to the world with the hashtag #MakeItVisible. What do you want to do? It's up to you. What kind of message you want to share and where, with whom? I will be checking on social media and hope to see you over there. Talking to you soon. Ciao.